So let's talk about that communication side of things a little bit. So I think it's really important to have those channels outlined too. That should be part of your plan. You should know who is going to deliver the message, where, when, how often they're going to update, all those kind of things. What does that look like in your world?
Well, in our world, what we might do is set up something called an incident command structure. And in that incident command structure, it has a very clear list of roles and delineations. So who is responsible for what? And in a lot of cases, that really comes down to just one or two people being authorized to speak on behalf of the organization. So making sure everyone is clear on who that is so you can direct people appropriately. And then to the extent you can, giving them the information that they need to give informed statements to the media, to staff, to anyone else outside the organization is an important element of that. And that role is called the public information officer. So it's appropriate that they're speaking to the public.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so then on kind of the flip side there, what is the danger if we just don't say anything?
I mean, there's a lot of danger in not saying anything, right? And then there's actually a big difference between not saying anything and not giving an update, right? I mean, when we say not giving anything or not saying anything, I'm thinking you're just silent. You're not giving updates. You're not checking in with people, and you're not setting a cadence for how you're going to give updates. The flip side of that, where you might not be saying much, but you're still talking to people, is saying, we don't have more information, situation is still evolving, we're still looking into it, but we don't have an update at this point. If you set a cadence, for even just to give that information, people understand, they know when they're going to get the information. They know they may not be they know they may be disappointed by the information they're going to get, but at least they're getting something. And so that goes a long way to helping identify or control the narrative or talk or be honest with people for what is happening. And talking frankly between you and me, Terra, and everyone else who might be listening, giving that information and setting that cadence and setting that expectation goes a lot longer than trying to get ahead of a narrative or just trying to give people information you think they want to hear.
Right. And I was thinking that too with your the healthcare background. I really appreciate more recently when I've had, like, let's just say a loved one going in for surgery. Now I get a text message that tells me, okay, they're going back, they're getting prepped, they're doing and that is just reassuring to have that, to know that I'm going to get regular updates, gives me peace of mind. So yeah. How encouraging it is, even if it's not much, even if it's just, they're in prep, they're like what their actual status is. It's not a big, long detail explanation, but it gives you just peace of mind.
Yeah, and a huge part of this also, whether it be in PR, and I'd love to hear your take on this at some point, it's not just about me, is when you're giving people information, it has to be information they can understand too, right? Like we see a lot of this in the healthcare realm. A doctor will come out, they'll give you a lot of pertinent information, but depending on the severity of what's happening or the information you're getting, you may not understand all of it. So giving information that is digestible and something that people feel like they can take action on is just as important a part of the message as giving the information itself.
Nice. Yeah. So having a clear plan for how, when, and where those messages are going to be communicated. So for the PR side of things, that where is really important too. You're going to let them know, yes, we're going to update you every morning or whatever your frequency is. And the official message is going to be on our website, or we're going to have a press conference, whatever that is. People have to know what to expect so that they can have that peace of mind until they get the next update.
Exactly right. And we talked about setting the cadence, we talked about having the plan, and sometimes the messaging is a part of that. But it's also important, I'm sure you've come across this as well. We have to give ourselves some ability to navigate the incident and to give information as needed. The more we regiment and segment some of those communications, it'll give us a lot of peace of mind, but it may not give us as much ability to be flexible and to give updates in a way that we think is going to be most helpful for people based on the incident or the crisis or whatever's happening.
Mm-hmm. Right. So plan, but still some flexibility in there is important too. Yeah.
Exactly. We talk about setting frameworks, right? Give yourself all the space you need to make a decision, but you have to give yourself the ability to make a decision.